Okay, so we've looked at some percentage calculations. Now let's look at a more formal way of calculating a percentage of an amount. For example, if I wanted to calculate 35% of 372. Because these numbers are not so nice, I probably could do this in my head, but you know what? My calculator's right here. So I'm going to use it. But how do I know what to enter into my calculator? Well, I have to rewrite this in numbers. I've got to get rid of this little percentage symbol. I've got to get rid of this word of. So the percentage, of course, just means divided by 100. So 35 over 100. And my of actually means times. Oops, 3. Come on, slow machine. What are you doing? Now, what I recommend doing, just to avoid mistakes at this stage, is to leave my dividing by 100 to the end. So what I would enter into my calculator is 35 times 372 divided by 100. And what you should get is 130.2. But the important thing to remember is that to get rid of the percentage, we have to divide by 100, and that the of is times. Alright, so here's an example, 3% of 0.79. I'm going to do this one and I'm going to leave the next one for you to do. The thing to remember about these, because I'm using my calculator, I don't mind that my 0.79 looks like a number I don't know what to do with. I've got a calculator. So my 3% just means 3 over 100. My of means times, and I keep my 0.79. Notice how when I do my working, I keep everything. Right, I have to respect my equals sign. 3% of 0.79 equals 3 over 100 times 0.79. I'm not going to write equals 3 over 100 equals something else. I have to respect my equals sign, make sure everything is equal. Okay, I typed all that into my calculator and this is what I got. Whoops, what are you doing? 0. What are you doing? Sorry about this technology. 0.0237. Okay, that's what I got. All right, here's one for you. A few for you. Have a go. See what you get. You don't need to write out working if you know what to do, but if it helps you to write out working, then you can see where you went wrong afterwards. If you go wrong, of course, if you go right, you don't need to see where you went wrong. So have a go now, press pause, and then hit play to see the answers. Okay, there they are. I hope they didn't cause you any difficulty. If the last one threw you, what to do if you have a half, a couple of ways you can do it. To divide by 100, you can rewrite it as 1 over 200 times 700. Or in your calculator, you could have simply entered 1 divided by 2 equals, divided by 100 equals, times 700 equals. Or the other thing you could have done is you could have done it mentally, because 1% of 700 is 7, so 0.5% of 700 must be half of that. Just a few more for you, and then we'll be done. Okay, here are 3, which look a little different, but which you will calculate in exactly the same way. Hit pause now. Okay, the first 2 could have been done with mental methods, but a calculator is fine. The last one, really, you need a calculator, otherwise you'll be there forever. I actually did the first one by thinking, well, 100% of 4 is going to be 4, and 50% of 4 is going to be 2, so that leaves me with 6. But the other way to do it is 150 divided by 100 times 4 gives me 6. Now, if that one threw you because it's more than 100, I gave you these next three examples, just to remind you that percent doesn't need to be a number less than 100. We can have 200%. 200% simply means double what we had. If I've got 100% of a cake, that means I've got the whole cake. If I've got 200% of a cake, it means I've got 2 cakes. That's a silly example, really, but percentages are often used, for example, to show comparing how much of something I have compared to how much I had before. So an example might mean, I might say that my house has a value of 110% of its value 2 years ago. That means I've gained 10%. But I'm not going to say my house has a value of 10%. That would be a disaster. I'd be crying all the way to the bank. 110% means I've got 100%. That's the original value, and it's increased by 10. So now I've got 110%. So 150% just means the 4 that I started with, and 50% an extra half. So that leaves me with 6. 1000% is 10 times what I had before. So 16 becomes 160. Or I can do it on my calculator. 1000 divided by 100 gives me 10 times 16. And the last one on my calculator, 379 divided by 100 times 0.56. Okay, that's it for this video.